The 2017 NFL season will go down as the most rigged season in not only NFL history, but professional sports history. What I am about to reveal to you in this video is absolutely mind-boggling. How bad a professional sports league could literally rig the season for one team. I have watched over 22 years of professional sports, and I have never seen anything like this ever. I've sat through decades of the NBA rigging game after game after game, an NBA ref even confirming the games are rigged, and it still does not even come close to compare to what took place this NFL season. At the beginning of the year, no one knew for a fact who was going to make the Super Bowl, not even Roger Goodell. But as ratings sunk with the national anthem protests and the season went on, it became blatantly obvious who the NFL was going to ensure made it, and the person that would ensure they got there. Otherwise, how do you explain this? In the 4 games leading up to the AFC Championship game, the Patriots were called for 16 penalties for 100 yards. Their opponents, 29 for a ridiculous 300 yards. Over a 4-game period in the NFL, to have this big of a disparity in penalties is absolutely unheard of. I have never seen anything like this before. Then on top of the penalties, they have not one, but 2 touchdowns reversed and called not touchdowns that were clear as day to everybody else watching that they were touchdown. And on top of that, there were 0 game-impacting penalties on New England. Not a single drive was canceled out by a holding call or an offensive pass interference or anything like that. This is absolutely unheard of. It's absolutely incredible. 300 yards to 100 yards of penalties, 2 reverse touchdowns, and 0 game-impacting penalties. I have never seen that ever in the NFL. Ever. To fully understand the situation, you have to go back to Brady and Belichick's first couple seasons in the NFL. 2004. The Patriots headed to Pittsburgh as the Steelers were having their best regular season in team history, ending their season 15-1. The Steelers on this day absolutely dominated the Patriots from beginning to end, intercepting Brady twice to take a 21-3 lead, which led to a 34-20 victory. Now let's fast forward 3 months later. Again, the Steelers at home. The teams are literally identical from when they met in the regular season. Magically, out of nowhere, the Patriots completely dominate, going up 24-3 at halftime. It was as if they knew every single play the Steelers were going to call. That was because technically they actually did know every single play the Steelers were going to call. The 2007 Spygate scandal revealed the Patriots had stolen calls and signals illegally through video cameras by illegally filming other teams' sidelines. The Steelers, completely unaware of this, did not change their signals from the regular season matchup to the playoffs, leading to a massive advantage where the Patriots could predict up to 75% of their plays. So I mean, how hard can it be to beat a team when you pretty much know every single call that they're making? So how did the NFL respond to Spygate? Roger Goodell stepped in and destroyed the evidence, citing it was the right thing to do. You literally cannot make this stuff up. It is completely laughable. Roger Goodell and Robert Kraft have always had a friendship that dates back years, thus covering Kraft by destroying the Spygate evidence. Fast forward to 2015. The NFL catches the Patriots cheating again, red-handed by deflating footballs to get a better grip on them. At this point, after botching Spygate, Goodell had no choice but to suspend Tom Brady 4 games. Thus everybody thinking that Goodell and Robert Kraft had a falling out and that they are suddenly now devout enemies. Which is hilarious because it could not be any further from the truth. After Robert Kraft pretended to be mad and fight Goodell over Deflategate, he privately told associates he knew that he went too far in his attacks, but he had to do it for the fans. That's right, the entire Deflategate Robert Kraft vs. Roger Goodell controversy was just one big dog and pony show. as the Tom Brady 4-game suspension had virtually no impact on the Patriots season, as they went 3-1 without him and on to another Super Bowl. Which brings us to the 2017 season, with national anthem protests destroying ratings and another big-name suspension, having Cowboys owner Jerry Jones threatening to sue the league and refuse to extend Roger Goodell's contract. You'll never guess who comes to Goodell's defense. Robert Kraft, as he leads the owners group to extend Goodell's contract. So at this point, it's pretty obvious that not only are Kraft and Goodell still great friends, but they're literally working side by side to help each other out. And with the ratings plummeting and every single survey showing it's a direct result of the protests, guess who decides to team up one last time? So immediately following the Week 3 protests, which pretty much every single team in the league did after Trump's comments, Robert Kraft comes out with this statement. I personally feel it is very important to respect our flag and our anthem. Needless to say, not a single other Patriots player protests the anthem for the rest of the season. Between the 2016 and 2017 seasons, the NFL lost 20% of its viewers. That's right, 20% of its fans quit watching entirely. How bad did the protests hurt the NFL? People actually thought this picture was real. And perception is reality, so that is all that matters. So just add this up. Ratings equal money. Protests hurt ratings. Robert Kraft just saved my job. And suddenly, everything is crystal clear. But of course you're saying this is all just nonsense, right? I wish it were. Check this out. No player from either Super Bowl team has protested the national anthem since Week 12. No Patriots player has protested the anthem since Week 3, right after Kraft's comments. Thus explains what I am about to show you. I have never seen anything this bad in my life. 22 years of watching professional sports, I have never seen anything this rigged. It is absolutely insane. Let's start with the biggest question. How many questionable TDs were called in the Patriots' favor this season? Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. 4 game-altering TDs went in the Patriots' favor with no consistency whatsoever. Week 3, Patriots-Texans. Patriots down 5 with 23 seconds left. Brady throws a TD for the win. Or does he? Take a closer look at this play. Cooks jumps up for the ball, 2 feet in bounds. As he hits the ground, the ball hits. Watch Cooks come down to the ground. You will notice the ball hitting the ground. Clearly hitting the ground, then bouncing up back into his chest. This is, by rule, an incomplete pass. Watch it again in slow motion. Cooks. Ball, ground, right there, clear as day, without any doubt. That is incomplete by rule. So after reviewing the play, what does the NFL decide? Not to overturn the call and to award the Patriots the touchdown. Week 6, Patriots-Jets. Jets are playing great and they get a TD here that completely changes the game. Or do they? The call is overturned, saying he fumbled it somehow, which makes 0 sense as he never lost the ball at any point, and the ball never hit the ground at any point during the play. This is probably the worst call I have seen in football history. It literally makes no sense. Not only is it ruled not a touchdown, it's ruled a touchback for the Patriots. The Patriots get the ball back. You literally cannot make this stuff up. Fast forward to Week 15, Steelers are driving for the win. Big Ben hits Jesse James what appears to be the game-winning touchdown. Or is it? By rule, James catches the ball, makes a football move by hitting his knee down onto the ground, and then stretches for the end zone. The second he crosses the end zone, it is a dead ball touchdown. That is by the actual NFL rules. Yet somehow this is ruled an incomplete pass. That makes zero sense. So this play right here is eventually ruled not a catch. But this is a catch. This is a catch. Ball on the ground. Almost the entire ball is touching the ground, and then it bounces up, and that's a catch. Here we go again. Week 16. Bills driving to get a TD before halftime. They go up 17-10. Or do they? Watch as he has complete control of the ball and drags the left foot. It is, without a doubt, a clear catch. Does it stand? You know the answer to that. No, magically it doesn't. Former VP of Officiating Dean Blandino even comes out and says this call should not have been overturned. It was that obvious. But then again, this is a catch. These are all terrible calls, but what stands out most is the blatant fixing of the Steelers-Patriots matchup. 0 significant penalties on New England. 3 big penalties to stop 3 Steeler drives. Without a penalty, New England stopped Pittsburgh once the entire game. And on top of that, they literally took off the game-winning touchdown and reversed it to not a touchdown, giving the Patriots a win that should have been a loss, which took place exactly 11 days after Robert Kraft extended Goodell's contract. Coincidence? So clearly things would stop there. I mean, this can't go on forever, right? Wrong. Titans, Patriots, divisional round game. The Titans stop the Patriots to get the ball back right before halftime and would have great field position. They call a false start on New England, and you can clearly see New England false starts. Get this. They march it off 5 yards and put it at 4th and 10. And then they reverse the penalty. The first reversed penalty in NFL history. I've never seen this ever before happen. To march off a penalty and then come back and then penalize the Titans and give the Patriots a first down where they clearly false started. You cannot make this stuff up. It just never ends. It's absolutely insane how bad this is. AFC Championship game versus Jacksonville. You're thinking they can't continue to fix games, right? Wrong. Up 14-3, the Jaguars are absolutely dominating the Patriots. Tom Brady throws a pass down the sideline and gets pass interference called. This is like a 40-yard penalty, where it appears the receiver is making just as much contact as the defender, if not more, and the ball is thrown 5 yards ahead of him, making it uncatchable. By rule, this is not pass interference. This is one of the worst pass interference calls I've ever seen. Watch it again. Cooks makes contact with Boyer. Cooks continually makes contact. Cooks continually makes contact. Cooks shoves Boyer as the ball is thrown 5 yards ahead of him and uncatchable. This is absolutely insane. The Patriots then get a first down on the 13-yard line to set up their first score. Fast forward to the fourth quarter, Jacksonville 2nd and 7, up 10, throwing the ball to tight end Mercedes Lewis. He is absolutely tackled, there's no play on the ball whatsoever, and magically there is no penalty. That is literally the definition of pass interference, as the receiver is tackled and the defender makes absolutely no play on the ball. He literally just tackles the receiver. That's it. Okay, no penalty, moving on. Fast forward to the fourth quarter. Patriots need 11 yards for a first down to win the game, and they get it. All while number 50, Telvin Smith, is being held as bad as you can possibly be held. The official on the sideline is right in front of the play. It is the most clear holding call you could possibly have. Dion Lewis does not get this first down or anywhere close to it if Telvin Smith isn't completely held the entire time. Such an obvious call right in front of the ref, and they completely miss it. But the penalties must be equal this game, right? I mean, this can't go on forever, can it? Wrong. Jacksonville is called for a whopping 98 yards of penalties, while New England is called for 10. In 5 games, that now makes it an astounding 400 yards of penalties called against the Patriots' opponents, while the Patriots are called for only 110. I have absolutely never seen this level of blatant bias in football history. This is absolutely mind-boggling. The Patriots were called for 1 penalty. It is the fewest penalties called on one team in a playoff game since 2011, which was also the Patriots. They also were called for zero penalties on offense or defense. Their one penalty was a special teams penalty that had no impact on the game. This is absolutely unheard of, and the fans are not happy, as they are absolutely letting the NFL hear it. As the refs are seen actually celebrating touchdowns with the Patriots. After the game ends, look at the first person who comes up to congratulate Tom Brady. "Hey Tom, we did it. I hope you enjoy us not calling a single penalty on your offense or defense the entire game." Even if you think this is all innocent and commonplace in the NFL, officials having a bias towards certain teams and certain players is an absolute reality. In the NBA, Tim Donaghy exposed how biased the refs were towards players, using it to accurately predict the results of 70 to 80% of games. Imagine that, solely based on the fact that you know an official likes or doesn't like a certain player, and you can predict games so accurately that the mob pays you for your picks. That pretty much closes the case right there. So you're saying, no way this happens in the NFL? Well, not only does it happen in the NFL, it's happened for a long time, going back to none other than the Steelers of the 70s. Linebacker Jack Lambert describes a situation in the 1976 playoffs where a referee puts his head into the huddle and starts telling us how much he hated seeing us lose and how we were the greatest defense he ever saw. Jack Lambert then yells, "Get the bleep out of our huddle. We're trying to win a game." The referee ran out of the huddle. He was so taken aback. That last part tells it all, as if there was a secret expectation that a ref supporting a certain player or certain team, that they then show gratitude and respect towards that ref. And there's plenty of examples of this bias today. In 2015, Cam Newton was told by a ref that he couldn't get a late hit call because he wasn't old enough, suggesting that he needs to be part of the good old boys club to get those calls. And just a few weeks ago, a ref telling Ben Roethlisberger on a key fourth down stop that Juju Smith-Schuster wasn't held enough on a play to get a call, insinuating that because he was a bigger, stronger receiver, it isn't holding, which is absolutely ludicrous. So this isn't defensive pass interference. Again, this isn't defensive pass interference, but somehow this is. So to recap the last 5 weeks, 0 significant penalties on New England, 400 yards of penalties to 110 in the Patriots' favor. Without a penalty, New England stopped Pittsburgh once the entire game, which clinched the #1 seed for them. 4 bogus, questionable TD calls all go in New England's favor, changing the outcome of 4 games. Without these ridiculous calls, you can absolutely say that the Patriots have 2 or 3 more losses, don't have a first-round bye, and have to play in all 3 rounds of the playoffs. But instead, the refs are celebrating TDs with the players, congratulating them after big wins, where the other team literally did not get a single call their way. "Hey, congrats Tom. I hope you enjoyed 98 penalty yards on Jacksonville, while we didn't call your offense or defense for a single penalty the entire game." So going into Super Bowl 52, there is absolutely no doubt who's going to win, as that was decided a long time ago. Putting together the most rigged season in professional sports history. But what would you do if your best friend literally saved you from being fired from the most powerful position in professional sports history?